Sometimes you get a take that is so perfect that even though there's one glaring flaw, the rest of the emotional energy is so perfect you keep it in. And today we're going to learn about my favorite of one of those takes by Chris Cornell and Audioslave. So strap in, let's take a listen. So if you guys don't already know, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden combine forces to make Audioslave. I was merely a child at the time, so I didn't realize the prowess that these guys brought with them, but you know the songwriting was it was heavy. The song we're going to be talking about today is What You Are, which I believe is track 3 off of the self-titled Audioslave album that came out in 2001. These are all off the top of my head. Let's check the wiki, shall we? It's one of my favorite albums, if not my favorite of all time album of all time. So the band had 3 albums, 2 of which were fine, and one of which was the greatest album of all time. Out of Exile and Revelations were the subsequent albums, but the first album was Audioslave, released November 19, 2002. So it was 2002. I was close. So we're going to listen to one of the songs that represents the whole album to me, and that's called What You Are. Not only is it one of the greatest albums of all time and one of the greatest songs of all time, it has one of the weirdest noises I've ever heard on a take that they kept in. Not like a punk album where they're making noise and, but this is a polished album. But there's some vocal takes throughout this album that are just so strange, and I want you guys to be privy to them. So here we go. Understated guitar right here. Subtle. Beautiful. We got drums. My man's keeping it hot. You'll notice the bass, guitar, and Chris Cornell came in together. I love stuff like that. 2 guys are going, the other 2 guys come in, and I think that's the full band right there. They make a lot of sound with 4 guys. The bass is like a step down. It gets lower and lower. Do another one. The bass starts bopping. Okay, let's keep with the bass theme here. They stay on the same note. 6, 5. And I'm gonna pause it right at the worst time to pause it. Okay, so that's something I didn't even notice before. So my brain, since we're in analysis mode, my brain went straight to something new, which is the bass is not the same. It does 2 of the same things, then it starts picking up and keeps the notes the same but picks up the rhythm on to 8th notes or what have you, and then it changes to where it's on 8th notes, it keeps the rhythm fast but it stays on an E or a root note extra long. I don't think it's an E. I just assumed right there. Okay, so let's go back. The drums and the guitar are pretty steady, but we'll listen again. But now we'll listen to the man's vocals. Did you guys notice the sound? I didn't bring much attention to it, but the weird noise is in Act 1, right here in the verse. So let's go to the beginning and let's listen to Chris Cornell's voice. Listen for his breaths. Listen for any sort of weird noises you can. I'm going to give you guys this all the way through. Ready? Listen to the bass. Listen to all that we talked about. Right there. To you. And when he's really subtle and soft and breathy here. It's part of the song, that big breath there. Let's listen to it again, run it back. One more time for you. One more. Woo! All I notice is their groove is just unstoppable. If you slow someone down and they sound that good, crazy. Anyway, the noise. If you ask for light, I set myself on fire. How many of you have heard that before? Comment below if you've actually heard that, and if you haven't, comment below as well. So I can't for the life of me figure out what his body and his physiology need to go. Why do they need to do that? I don't know. But slide, I I don't know why that note comes out, but they kept it in for some reason. You think they heard it and was just like, well, the other take is so emotional. Listen how in tune everything is. It's so good. Now, I know this is 2002, which means auto-tune is probably doused on here somewhere. And I understand the nuances of auto-tune and Melodyne, which pitch correction, all of that. I call it auto-tune still. All right, let's keep going through the rest of the song here. Now we got the Chris Cornell that we all know and love from the 90s. Let's go back to this drop. Because this drop categorizes the whole album. This drop, just boom! The whole album is like, soft, my verse is soft, and then, ah! I mean, what in the world? Boo doo 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 doo. Just good, man. It's just good. All right, the Autoslave band members. Okay, Chris Cornell on vocals, obviously. Tim Comerford, Tom Morello, and Brad Wilk. I'm pretty sure Brad Wilk is the bass drummer, and Tom Comerford is the bass player with that sick-ass right arm. Oh, we got both arm tats. Now that we've got that credited, let's continue on through this second verse here. Verse 2, listen for noises. Blood, blood. Chris Cornell has a thing with blood, with BL. Blood. There's some stuff there. I don't know, I might be reaching now. Okay, right there though. Right? There's a little snort. He sleeps right there. He dozes off. So, right? So subtle. Bled. I bled myself at the end of Bled. Go listen to it again if you need to hear it. It's all part of the picture, baby. Okay. Okay, so for my rock guys out there, go try to sing this verse. It is so soft. It's more geared towards my R&B peeps out there. And when I ask of you, I default to ask myself. I'm like really like, we'll just push it. But you'd pull back. Sometimes if you do an F, it push. Feel of you. So he's still doing that voice, but then something changes here and I don't know what it is. More belty. And here I go. Is it even that hard though? It's soft. I go far away and now. Let's go. Okay, I think not only, well, A, that's the highest note in the album, I'm almost positive. B, B, the solo coming up is so sick, and Tom Morello is one of the masters of weird noises. I remember back in the day we were all scrape, 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 scrape. Here. Tom Morello, give us your weirdest and your ugliest solo you got. I mean, I'm not even gonna, you want me to dive into the theory behind that? Why don't we just listen to the bass behind that solo real quick? Bass. It's like Flea. Except it's caramel forward as fuck. Even softer voice than he had before. No bass. The guitar player's playing bass now. I mean, what is that vocal take, dude? It's so soft to so hard. It takes Dio's, don't talk to strangers. You know, he's got the softest voice in the world there. This takes that to a whole new level. Let's listen. Then a vision came to me. Listen how weak it is up on me. It's like a Muse vibrato. Came to me when you came along. I like came along. But then you wanted more. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's free right up. Free! Oh, and guess what? A double chorus where he fucks shit up. Unbelievable album, unbelievable vocal and guitar noises, and amazing takes by amazing musicians. Now get out of here and start practicing.